Hello and welcome to Rebels Radio latest interview. I'm joined by Slough Joint Manager Neil Baker. How are you, Neil?
I'm very well, John.
Yeah, tough day yesterday, a long trip on the road and a slightly below par performance.
Yeah, obviously I think that's probably our, not necessarily in miles, longest trip, but in terms of hours and things like that, it's a long way to go. And I just don't think we were quite at the races. We done, listen, the lads worked hard and there could be no accusations of not putting the effort in or anything like that. I just don't think we were quite at it. I thought they weren't bad. They moved the ball around quickly and they had good movement going forward, and they caused us problems. But I just felt we didn't necessarily win enough firsts and seconds all over the park, if I'm brutally honest. But we did have spells as well where we were on top. But I don't think we created loads and loads of chances yesterday. So, disappointing day. I think we could see it. I mean, even at half time, myself and John were going around trying to pick the lads up and try and put a bit of fire into them, as it just felt that little bbit flat.
Players looked just a little bit leggy. Was there any reason for that?
No, not really. Obviously we've got a smaller squad, so they're all being tested to the limits.
A few carrying knocks.
Yeah, listen, I think that's you can't. There's no excuses on that. Their players have got knocks. I think that's the same for every side. So we won't use that as an excuse. I just think it was a bit of an off day, but not dramatically, and it could have been quite easily one where we come out and picked up a point. And we did feel that if we could have stepped up a bit more second half, that the game was there for us to go and win.
Yeah, I mean, early on, obviously there was a goal. Was it a soft goal? Was there anyone to blame? Was the keeper slightly out of position, or was?
No, I mean it's a great strike from the lad. It's I think it's been headed down by Hicksy. The lad's just taken a touch on his chest and hit it from all of 30 yards, and the way he's hit across the ball, and the ball's sort of swerving away from Scotty. He's at full stretch, and it's a great strike. You can overanalyse every goal, but for me, it's a good goal. Me and John looked at each other and said, "Could we have done better?" But no, you just got to say fair play for the lad for the strike.
And then happy with your action. You seem to be putting pressure on, and Charlie comes up again with another goal. And from that point, did you think you'd come on and come on strong?
Yeah, I mean, I thought we'd actually started the game quite well, if I'm honest, and then we'd found ourselves one down, and as you say, we reacted well. Sean got a great little tackle in defensively, which fell to Struts. Struts then played Charlie in, and in reality, it was a ball that wasn't there to be won, and Charlie's just done what Charlie does, and he sort of barged his way down and made a bit of made the keeper and the centre half make a mistake, and he's taken full advantage really, and he's put it in the back of the net. So that comes down to Charlie's work rate, and it's a good goal.
And then the game was quite open. There was chances at kind of at both ends. Scotty pulled off a few great saves.
No, it was an open game. It was. But as I said, I never felt we were firmly on top. We did have spells. I thought we started the second half quite well. We had a number of chances. We had one where the lads are convinced the lad and their lad handballed the ball back to the keeper. Judging by the photos, it looks the same as well. From where we were, it was hard to see, but they were convinced it was a handball. It was a great ball in from Putts, and listen, another day we could have got a penalty there and gone 2-1 up, and the game would have been different. When they scored their goal, we'd left ourselves 2v2 for some reason, and we sort of got caught out. They've ended up not scoring somehow. I don't know what the lad was doing, and we've managed to end up defending it, and it's gone out for a corner.
Scotty got injured.
Scotty got injured. We dealt with the first corner, and then the second one come in, and Charlie unfortunately said he got blocked off, and the lad's got a free header. And that's disappointing. You never like to concede goals from set pieces, and and then for the next 15, 20 minutes, the game was very bitty. They were the better side. We couldn't get a foothold in the game at all, it was everything just seemed to sort of be breaking down, and we just couldn't get any rhythm at all.
And then some close shouts at the end. Obviously, there was a bit of controversy. The referee called into the spotlight.
Yeah, I mean, it's 100% a wrong decision. You know, their lads made a mistake defensively. He's put his keeper under pressure by heading it sort of over him, and Scott's just gone and won a ball that's there to be won. You know, if it's not a keeper, the referee's never given a free kick in a million years. You know, Scott's just jumped, headed the ball, won the ball, and Warren's just come in and nodded it into an empty net. And you know, 100% it should have been given. The referee knew he'd made a mistake, as far as I'm concerned, because 40, 50 seconds later they should have got a penalty. I think Justin brought down their lad in the penalty box, and the referee's played on. And for me, that is the total thing whereby the referee's knows he's made a mistake. And he's tried to even it up, but in reality it hasn't evened it up, because you know, if we'd got that second goal, we would have got a point out of that game, no question.
But was 2-1 a fair result?
Yeah, 2-1's a fair result. I wouldn't, you know, I'm not denying that, but you know, his decision has cost us a point at the end of the day. Not necessarily deserved point, but sometimes you have to get points where you don't necessarily deserve it, and you know, we feel that we should have come away with a 2-2 based on that. I mean, at the end of the day, they deserve to win the game. So, you know, I've got no complaints on that.
And what positives do you take away? Any particular performances that stood out for you?
Obviously, Scotty's had a good game. You know, he's made a few good saves. Listen, I would say that the vast majority of the lads were about between 6s and 7s. They weren't quite at the races. I thought first half, both fullbacks, Nathan and Sean, did very well. You know, Sean's had a really good season so far, and I thought he was on the front foot all the time, as was Nathan. So they were two of our better outfield performers, especially first half. Second half, Nathan tired. His hamstring was tight, hence why we had to bring him off. Sizzy had picked up a knock in training on Thursday and didn't seem quite right yesterday, hence the reason why we'd bought him off, and Struts as well. We bought Scott on just to try and give us something a little bit different up top. So you know, it's 3 changes that were made, and you know, 2 of them probably we were out of necessity.
And what's the position regarding the left back? I know there's a lot of speculation around there about potentially Stonehouse, other things. What's the immediate situation? Are you
okay? So the crux of it is we would love to get Paul Stonehouse. You know, there's absolutely no question about it. You know, however, he's under contract at Oxford City. You know, they've got a few games in the next week or so, and I think they've got a couple of suspensions next Saturday. We're going to look to speak to Justin after that and see what the situation is. If there's any chance that we'll get him, then we'll go and get him. You know, whether that's on loan or whether that's permanent, you know, who knows. You know, that's a discussion that we've got to have with Justin and then potentially Stoney. You know, we have got other options, you know, but the thing is you don't want to overcommit yourself to somebody else if, you know, at the end of the day we'd like somebody else in our side. So we are having to play a bit of a waiting game. You know, there's no question about that. But you know, Nathan proved yesterday that he can do a job there for us. You know, he done very well. He's a very good player. So you know, it's not like, you know, we're in dire straits. You know, we do need, you know, an extra body or 2 in the squad. There's no doubt about that. And we'll just have to look what happens over the next week to 10 days. You know, I'm sure, you know, that we by the trophy weekend that it's not. I'm pretty sure it won't be sorted by the trophy weekend. But who knows?
And talking of squad and injuries, what injuries are come out of yesterday and will carry over to potentially Tuesday if it goes ahead?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit early to say. You know, obviously we had Nathan's tight hamstring. Sizzy was struggling with his ankle a little bit. Hicksy got a knock on his elbow. Scotty sliced open his knee, you know, which might prove to be a problem for Tuesday. So, you know, we've got a number of concerns going into Tuesday, plus on top of obviously the guy's knee, and you know, we actually don't have Sean Fraser available Tuesday either. So, you know, we are looking to bring in sort of you know, 1 or 2 to sort of bolster the squad. You know, unfortunately at this stage, you know, we have to say that, you know, we will be looking to change things up dramatically on Tuesday night, because, you know, we have to look at the bigger picture, and Saturday is the important game, because, you know, there's 3,000, you know, I think £3,200 to be won on Saturday, whereas there's nothing to be won on Tuesday. So we'll assess ourselves come Monday, Tuesday, and we'll look to bring in one or two, and it might be just one or two just to fill a gap.
Okay, excellent. Well, thanks ever so much for the update, and look forward to seeing Tuesday and the week ahead.
Lovely.
Cheers, Neil.
Cheers, John.